Ho ho ho! This is Player 2,
Hey guys, it is Player 1.
and we're coming to you with our first official video after being gone for 2 years.
Oh, I can't believe it's been 2 years, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but it's been something that needed to be done.
Yeah, I agree. I really miss just hanging out, doing more of this stuff, answering your comments.
Yeah, I really missed it. There's a lot of stuff that's happened. Without boring you guys too much, we wanted to make sure our first video was actually a pickup video. So hopefully you guys will like it. It's kind of hard to talk with this mask, but I'll do my best. Um, but Merry Christmas, guys!
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's good to be back. Those of you who are coming back to us after all these years, still having us on your subscriber list or whatever you call that, thanks so much. Well, let's get started. You want to go first or should I go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
I'm gonna go and talk about a big stack of things first, and then we'll.
You know
go.
how to read?
Yes, I learned how to read during the last
pretty
2
good,
years.
man.
I learned, and I started reading the most comprehensive recorded library. No, I'm just kidding. It's basically 40K. If you guys are not a fan of or haven't heard about 40K or are not a fan of it, you need to be, because this is big. I kind of got into it about a year ago, and I started reading and getting into the lore. Man, I used to think it was just about orcs versus humans, and
Yeah, me too. Because of the games, a lot of times are like that.
yeah, exactly.
It's
So
much more detailed.
so without going too much into detail, because you could literally spend 2 hours on 40K and not even get the meat of it. But basically, it's in a grim world. Even the most darkest dystopia doesn't even give it justice. I mean, this literally is despair in the galaxy. There's only war. Mankind is fighting endless waves of demons and other civilizations and other aliens and orcs, of course. And basically, you have the Imperium of Man, which is being helmed by a deity, or what's left of him, and they've got Space Marines, which are basically Master Chief on cosmic steroids. But the lore is rich. It's very good. These are some of the books I would recommend to read, and I kind of got them on eBay on the cheap, but they're kind of hard to get. If you were to start, I'd recommend starting with the book from Dan Abnett. Not the ones here. The first book you should get is called Eisenberg. It will tell you almost everything you need to know about 40K. It's a real good juicy start, and if you like it, definitely go ahead and get these, like the Saint, the Foundation, the Lost, Victory, and definitely the Ravenor series.
You know what I can say is this. So we all know about 40K Warhammer. You've seen it somewhere in tabletop, books, video games, whatever. But I didn't know how rich the lore is. After Player 2 kind of turned me on to it, I started watching these videos that like tell you the history and what it is. Man, it is so cool. Talk about a universe that I would love to see like good games and movies of. Unfortunately, the games I've seen of 40K haven't been all that great, at least for me. Maybe there's some. If you guys know some good games based on that universe, I'd love to see it or play them. But there you go, really cool universe.
Yeah, it is. And just before moving on, again, it is rich. It's not just about orcs, and there are chaos demons. Just before anybody can travel, kind of like Mass Effect, you have the I keep on forgetting what they're called.
Mass relays.
The mass relays.
Yeah.
You go through a gateway that's called the warp. It's kind of like a wormhole. If you can think about a movie called Event Horizon.
Oh yeah,
it's
kind of
like
cool
that.
Back in the day.
And you go through the warp, and you don't know what's gonna be in there. Most of the times they're demons and stuff like that. But it's great, the lore. Another thing I got was this. This was a pain in the ass to get. I had to go to another city over 100 miles away to actually get it. But this Game & Watch is something I wanted as a collector's item. Not so much to play it, because you can play the game almost anywhere, but the Super Mario game. But it's something I wanted because it looked cool, and it reminded me of something I had when I was a kid. Because I had a Game & Watch as a kid. It wasn't this similar. It wasn't this one particularly, but it was one of the old ones that I bought in a convenience store, and that's what I remember. Another thing.
Your beard looks funny.
Does it?
Yeah.
Ooh. Can have that. Is it fine now?
It's fine. Dude. You're gonna ruin the illusion for all the kids.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Another 2 games I got were Transistor and I got Ni no Kuni. Now, Transistor, I really don't know too much about. I know that the sword is your friend and it talks to you, and the game aspects, I do like it. I like the whole gameplay aspect of it, that you kind of have to use tactics and stopping time, and not really stopping time, but it's just stopping and playing. You can't just go head on into every battle. The other thing is Ni no Kuni. I mean, I've already played the game and I like it, but this is something that I wish PlayStation hadn't dropped the ball in getting portable systems, portable consoles, because that's the way I like to play it. Sometimes I want to just go somewhere and just play it portably, and that's something I think PlayStation dropped the ball in.
Like the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to be in the toilet and just by yourself, your moment of zen.
Yeah. All right. So since we're talking about portable things to play while in the toilet, I'll talk about the Switch games I picked up.
Ooh.
There's 4 of them.
I'm already getting angry just by watching the first one.
The Banner Saga Trilogy. Very cool game. If you're into those strategy games like turn-based, like Fire Emblem or things like that, this is it for you. This is a good one. However, I will warn you, if you're not aware of this, if you get the Switch version, not all the games are on the cartridge.
That's what I was getting angry about. It's not the game itself. I love the game, but it pisses me off that these developers, and let's put it this way, it's the developers and the companies.
For sure.
Because they could fit this in a cartridge. If The Witcher 3 can fit in a cartridge, then so can this.
Yeah, anything can fit. And they're just not doing it. It's their way, I think, to try to control the whole pre-owned market. But the reason I got this again is because it's portable. I actually ended up buying it on PS4 as well, because a while ago. And so I thought to myself, well, I'll get it on the Switch so I can be portable, but I was kind of angry. You have to download everything. I'm not sure where I'll play it on yet. It's on my kind of list of games to play. But I still, again, I like the portability factor. Next, I got Civilization 6. So this is a weird one because I can't imagine this game running on the Switch. I haven't tried it. I haven't really seen reviews on it. Maybe if you guys have played it, let me know what you think. I've never really played a Civ 6, but I know the type of game, and I'm into those types of games. But I figured out, player 2 was like, hey, get it. It's on the cheap, and it really was pretty cheap. I think I paid like $8 for it. So I kind of picked that up. Then I have the Digimon Cyber Sleuth. This is interesting. I got this for the PS4, and a lot of people didn't like part 2. The good thing about this one is in this cartridge, both games are on the cartridge, so that's a plus. But people didn't like part 2 of the Digimon story here because it was basically they recycled all the places and the assets, and they just made a new story.
See, Sorry, that's a good example. See, both games fit on the cartridge.
They do. They fit perfectly fine. But what I was saying about the assets, yeah, it's a little lame. I get it, but it's kind of a cheap JRPG, and when you're getting it on a package of 2, it's not bad. And lastly, Stardew Valley. So this is a game I've been wanting to get for a long time. Probably, honestly, just because I've heard so many people talk about it. But I've been wanting a physical version. We finally got one. And it's been out for a while in Best Buy. I was kind of waiting for the price to go down, but the sucker never goes down. So I kind of gave in, and just bought it. But I've been wanting to play this game. I'm not a huge fan of things like Animal Crossing and all that. But supposedly it's just kind of a fun game. And it's kind of a relaxing thing to play maybe after work when you're home, that kind of thing. So I want to give it a try.
It is a fun game. And I mean, that is a testament of the portability of the Switch. I actually want that game. And I haven't bought it on PS4 because I want it on the Switch.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of what I waited for, but I give in.
Now, this is kind of like a mixed bag. I'm going to go through it. Anyway, I didn't just buy games this Christmas. I didn't have a lot of money. And even though you see a lot of games here, most of these games we actually bought for $4, $7, $5. And they were on sale. So, and with that said, I also bought some movies. Blade Trilogy.
People forget about, I'm going to interrupt you. People forget about the black superhero thing.
Yeah,
that was years ago. What is it, the 90s, right?
Late 90s, early 2000s. See, that's good point. Everybody, when Black Panther came out, they were saying that was the first black superhero. Bullshit. This guy was doing it before even Black Panther. And he actually I believe he wrote a script for Black Panther and then never got through. But Wesley Snipes was doing the whole superhero thing before even Black Panther was around.
And he really is an awesome Blade.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately, the movies kind of went downhill a little bit, but still, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, part 3 sucks, but part 1 and 2 were actually pretty good. Part 1 was amazing. I mean, I loved it. It really, he is Blade in my eyes. So I got the whole trilogy of, Unbreakable, Glass, and I forgot what's the second one called. But anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. Basically, the trilogy for the Unbreakable, it's good. I mean, I wish they would continue it. And because it ends, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it ends very, very juicy and very, very good. Glass was a really good movie. So was Unbreakable, and so was
the one with the creature guy.
Yeah, I forget the second one's name, even though I have the freaking game. I mean the movie right there.
But one thing I'll say is you haven't seen Night Shyamalan. I don't know how to say his name. But in a lot of movies, because I think he's a great director and a really good storyteller, but he also does some things that are just odd. When I think back to, I remember him from
Split. That was the name.
Split, yeah. Like Unbreakable was interesting, and his take on superheroes here, I think, is super cool. It's like a more realistic version of how we could see superheroes today, I think.
Yeah, and again, you have to see Glass.
Yeah, I recommend checking it out if you can.
Now, another one I got was Starship Troopers. I had this one already, and I kind of messed it up, and I bought it again, but I love the CGI movie for Starship Troopers. I think
they really pushed the envelope.
Yeah, they're really good. I really like them. Now, this is a throwback.
Tenchi Muyo. Oh boy, I remember this as a kid. Tenchi is awesome.
Yeah, I love Tenchi. I know it's a harem and everything, but man, I used to love watching Ryoko, Aika, Sasami.
Who was your favorite?
That's debatable. See,
mine is easy.
I think they've changed during the years.
Well, from the original Tenchi Muyo series, before the OVAs and all that. I mean, I think there's one clear victor if you had to choose.
I think it's always been a mix between Aika and Ryoko. Ryoko's always a little bit ahead, but then Aika. I mean, it all depends, but I know which one's yours.
Ryoko, without a doubt.
Yeah, I figured as much. Oh, I have to.
I'll
just continue. I'm just going live.
Do it live. Here you go. Put it back.
Oh, so anyway,
that's teamwork. That's teamwork.
Anyway, going on. This is another one, a classic, Spriggan. If you haven't seen this movie,
that's a good one, man.
Yeah, it's worth seeing.
Man, that's a good one. Let me see.
Yeah, and I got all these on. I don't know if you guys get the chance or if you guys ever try this, but on eBay, sometimes you'll find the movies very cheap, and I ended up getting like a whole stack of them, like a lot, for about $20, and some of them haven't come in the mail yet, but I got like 15 movies for $20, and you can't beat that.
You're bringing back memories of like when I was young watching these animes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm enjoying it. Another one, Not at all. I love where the story has gone. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Naruto in the beginning, but towards the end, when he started growing up after Pain and all the other stuff, I really like it, and I liked where it's gone, where he has a family already, and I'm on and off with the Boruto series, but I like the last episodes and the movies I've really enjoyed. Another one, Sailor Moon.
I'm ashamed. That's like a guilty pleasure. I'm ashamed to say I remember watching that as a kid a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy Sailor Moon. I'll admit it. I used to watch it as a kid. Before I used to go to school, I used to watch that, Dragon Ball.
There's so many good shows. Yeah, Mighty Max. Obviously,
Batman
Power
Beyond.
Rangers was back then too.
Yeah, Power Rangers.
Do you remember that cool show? I don't know if I'll think it was cool today, but back then I liked it. It had like Bruce Willis, and he was like a kid in high school or something, like a secret agent.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. I mean, I can name it. Mighty Max, the Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Roswell Conspiracies.
That one was really good.
Yeah,
that one was really good.
Batman Beyond, Justice League, and so forth. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course. Mm-hmm. So I used to watch those in my local channels in the morning.
X-Men.
Spider-Man.
That Spider-Man was probably the best series.
Yeah.
They really pushed it. They had Madam Web and everything. It was really cool.
Yeah, they went into the SpiderVerse.
Yeah.
The last one here, Dilbert, the complete series. Now, if you guys haven't had a chance to, if you guys like Dilbert, it's $5 right now in Best Buy, so get it if you can. But I used to watch Dilbert. It was fun, and for $5 to get the whole complete series,
Yeah, pretty good.
enough said.
All right.
So,
I think you got more than me. Maybe I'll go through a couple of them. Talking about SpiderVerse. Here is Spider-Man. Into the SpiderVerse. I think this is the best Spider-Man movie that has come out yet.
I agree.
It's so good. I feel like the character versions of these characters are the best that I've seen portrayed.
I agree.
So good, man.
Now,
I love it.
I was never a fan of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I love the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, if I'm saying his name correctly. But I didn't like the concepts. I didn't like how the lizard look and the hobgoblin.
Yeah, man. You know, if you look online, I bet you could find it. When they first were gonna announce Spider-Man, they showed like a test reel in like a Comic-Con, and they had the lizard with like an alligator snout.
Yes.
That was awesome. But then they changed it. They got rid of the lab coat, because in that test, the CGI, he had a lab coat on and he had the snout, like kind of like how it should be. Then they changed it to this like asset face human thing.
Yeah, and
I hate that they always do that, man.
Yeah, and this is a movie that I actually told Player One, and he didn't want to see it, but he
Yeah, that's true. The animation didn't really stick. I didn't like it when I saw it in the trailers. But boy, I've seen this movie countless times. I absolutely love it. It really is a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Really worth watching and owning if you have a chance to get it on the cheap.
Before I do some games, maybe I'll do this stuff. You guys know if you've pre-ordered on Best Buy, they give you these coins. I think I have a Smash Brothers coin. I got one from Mario Galaxy, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they released this 3-coin set. I don't know if it was supposed to be a pre-order or what happened. Oh no, because they got stickers. I don't remember, but it was for that 3D game, which this game on Switch I was excited to get. By the way, I didn't have it here because I picked it up before, but it was super cool because everybody has been wanting to play Mario Sunshine, and it's really hard to get on the GameCube. And now you can play it.
Yeah.
You can play Mario 64, which is one of my favorite Marios, and also Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, see, I got it too. Not the coin, but the game, because again, when will you see Mario 64 ever again? If you even try to get it as a collector, it's super expensive.
Yeah, and for me, it's a big deal because one of the versions I really wanted is a Mario 64 on DS, and I've never been able to pick it up. But now with the Switch version, it's kind of even cooler. It's on the Switch. Mm-hmm. It runs well. I played a little bit of it. I liked it, but I thought this was kind of a cool little collector's item because it comes with a stand, so you can put all 3 coins. Kind of a neat thing.
Cool.
And then I'll do the socks. Now we're talking about Mario. So I got this as a present. It's kind of a neat thing. I don't know how rare it is. I'm sure it's everywhere, like in Walmarts or Targets, wherever people buy stuff. But I really like it. It's cool. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of socks for Mario, and it has different kind of levels. Some, like, you see the lava level, the flying level, all that kind of stuff. And this is interesting for me because I don't really actually have a lot of gaming clothes. I have a couple t-shirts I picked up. I have that t-shirt that I like to wear a lot from Ico, not Ico. I forgot what was the name of that last one, the one that had the statue.
What are you talking about?
From the Ico series and the Eco.
Ico. I think
No, but the newest one with
you
the
mean,
dog creature.
Shadow Colossus.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Shadow Colossus is the old one.
No,
oh boy, I don't remember.
remake,
Sorry guys, you can make fun of me in the comments. But I haven't played it yet. I bought the collector's edition and that came with a t-shirt. But apart from that, I maybe have like one other t-shirt. So it's kind of interesting. So I got this as a gift for Christmas, and I'm gonna wear it. Kind of neat.
Those are pretty cool. I haven't bought them because I just suspect that they'll break easily. So I never really got the socks for those.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, they're cool. Enough said.
All right,
my turn. Or
your turn? Yeah. Do the Xbox.
Well,
can't believe this guy bought Xbox One games.
Yeah. Okay. So this one is Warriors of Orchi 3, but I didn't
Orochi?
get the case.
Is it? I forgot how to say it. Let me see.
Orchi or Orochi. I don't know.
Yeah, Orochi.
Anyway, I got
Dynasty Warriors kind of thing.
I got King's Quest, Call of Cthulhu, Dirt, Rally, Halo Wars 2, Gears of War 5, Forza 4, and the Master Chief Halo 5 Guardians. Basically, I got these on the cheap. I've been trying to now build an Xbox One collection because I never got an
Xbox One.
No, I don't. And That's the whole reason why I want to build one, because I used to be I loved Xbox 360 and I love Xbox the original, but Microsoft, what they did with the Xbox One was utter garbage.
Yeah, I agree.
And not just because of the whole mess, because what they were trying to do before, and they're still trying to now. But all in all, it was a letdown. And so there are a couple titles that I want, that I like. And one of the things is, I know it's gonna sound sad, but I got the Forza 4. I'm not usually a race car kind of guy, but with the pandemic, I haven't been able to go out as much, and I've kind of been hooked on seeing videos of people just drive around, and it kind of is relaxing, and so that's why I bought it.
That's kind of nice. So here's a question for you: when it comes to racing games, do you prefer like the simulator ones, like Forza or like Gran Turismo, or the arcadey ones?
It's half and half. I do like the Mario Kart versions, but I don't really like racing game. I think the Forza and everything else I kind of lean towards more, because it's just relaxing to drive around. It's not even the racing that I prefer. It's just drive around and watch the scenery. Now, another thing I wanted to say on there, the Call of Cthulhu, I hope it's good. I've seen mixed things. I don't think any game has done it justice, because Cthulhu mythos and everything is just so rich, and I wish somebody made a movie or a video game that is actually worthy of it.
Remember that old movie? What was it? In the Mouth of Madness? Had
Yes.
the Jurassic Park guy.
Yes,
That was like kind of the closest Cthulhu type thing I could think of for a movie.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We've lost a lot of movies during the years because everything's packaged now. If it's not superhero or it's
Yeah,
or some
it
other
is
thing.
a shame.
Yeah, I mean they had more different variety of movies back then. We're not even talking long ago. We're talking about early 2000s.
Yeah,
late
like a
90s.
decade ago, it was completely different. The movie scene.
Exactly.
All right.
Is it your turn?
Yeah, I'll do a stack. All right, so I have a PSVR. I really like VR. I think it's an interesting gaming experience. I am one of those people though. I can be on VR maybe 30 minutes, an hour, but by the time I get to that hour, I'm queasy several hours afterwards. So that's something that the PSVR really is not good at. And maybe it's just me. Some people can play it longer. Some people can't even stand it. But for me, that kind of sucks. However, because I have a PSVR, I barely use it, so I want games for it. The game I passed in VR, the only real game I've done is Resident Evil 7. That was so cool. It was so creepy. I enjoyed it, but I had to constantly stop because I would get basically sick. But regardless of that, I've been on a binge to try to pick up these games since we're getting PS5 already is out. These games are going to disappear, so I've been trying to pick them up. So here are a couple of those. I have Apex Construct, and Player 2 turned me on to this. I thought it was kind of neat. It's basically like a shooter on rails. You're moving around, but you have like a bow and you're fighting robots, right? In the future.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also iffy on VR, just to give my 2 cents on it. I think that the tech wasn't there and the greed and all that, but
I agree, it wasn't there, and we didn't really see involvement. Like I said, we basically have you have Skyrim, you have Resident Evil 7. Those are the only games that you can really play full-fledged games on VR, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, and I mean, that game looks interesting.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. It looks good. I told Player 1 to actually get some of those.
Yeah, they were cheap, and they're on the cheap, man. They're like $5. Some of them are $8, even $10. I mean, might as well pick them up. Oh yeah, sorry. All right, so here's Batman. Here's the Batman one, Batman Arkham VR. So I'll say this. This is supposedly one of the really good ones, but the one thing that bothers me about VR is this idea of experiences versus games. This is like, I'm told, maybe like a 30-minute game, if that. And people love it because you feel like Batman, but then it's over. And so that's one of the reasons I think VR also failed, because there weren't a lot of games that you can sit down and really play. And obviously the tech is not there where most people play VR for a while and get sick. So, but there it is. That's what I want to get.
Yeah, that's one of the issues. Is they're just small experiences, and that's kind of...
Yeah, like I saw that Rick and Morty one. That's lame. Yeah, it's cool you're in the world, but so what? You're pressing stuff. You know, it's like, what are you doing? All right. Here's another game I was excited about. Ace Combat 7. Now, I love the Ace Combat series. I remember the one that got me into the series was Ace Combat. What was it? I think Assault Horizon. I love that game because the dogfighting was stressful. The camera was zooming. It was so cool. Well, so I got this game because I wanted to get it. It was on the cheap. I got it buy 2 get 1 free. But also, it has a VR experience that I'm really interested in trying. I think you have to download it, but whatever. I'm kind of interested in seeing what that's about.
Ace Combat is awesome. They have one of the best dogfight I think it's dogfight.
Yeah, dogfighting.
Yeah, that's around there.
All right, so this is another one player 2 got me into, which is Concrete Genie. I don't really know much about it. I don't know if you draw or what, but it's in VR and I want to give it a try. Do you know about this game?
Not too much.
You just made me buy it.
Yeah, I just made me buy it. I bought a version for myself. It hasn't come in the mail, but I mean, it's a VR game. I wanted to experience, and like we said, everything's on the cheap, so none of the games we buy are full price.
And if you notice, but for both of us, really, I think probably because of the new PS5, this cycle, it's already to the point where things are cheap that are newer. Mm-hmm. So that's why most of what I bought this time around was kind of PS4.
Talking about that, I want to put a plug in for one of the videos I'm working on. I'm working on a video in regards to $70 price tag games as being the new norm. I can just tell you off the bat, I'm in total disagreement with it, but it's coming.
All right. Here's Dead or Alive 5 last round. And I got this because this is like the final version. Here's something that really gets to me.
Is it the final version or the final pre-version of the...
Final pre-super looper duper thing?
Yeah.
And this is not new. You know, fighting games have always been dirty. You think back to Street Fighter, you'll get the first version, then another version, then the third version, then the fourth version, and you never get the full game. Lately, it's been Mortal Kombat and Injustice, where even the so-called Game of the Year complete versions don't have everything. So that's kind of a pain. However, this is kind of the last version of Dead or Alive 5, I believe. So I kind of picked it up on the cheap.
Yeah, and that's one thing that has me pissed off about fighting games is because it's the greed. Let's be real. It's all about the money and greed. And so they're not even fitting the games. Now you have character packs. And
do you remember when Street Fighter 5 came out?
Yeah.
That was that wasn't even half of a game. It was horrible.
No. And this whole idea of fixing the game or adding everything after the point, I don't care.
I'll do one more. This is The Girl and the Robot. I don't know much about it. It's kind of like I would say it's kind of a cult hidden, I wouldn't say hidden gem yet because I have to play it, but it's one that if you ever watch retro people talk about, they kind of recommend getting this game. Probably isn't a huge, amazingly game, but it's cool sometimes to have these smaller experiences where you get to just kind of play through the game and have fun and do something a little bit different. And I think here the whole idea is you're taking care of this little girl in the middle of this kind of JRPG. The nice thing about it, by the way, is that the game comes with a soundtrack automatically. Just for kicks, it's there. So that's kind of neat. Those are kind of some of the nice things that honestly, you don't get that from like AAA games.
No, you don't.
You get that from these little JRPGs that are trying to sell you a game that's maybe not as large, but they add little things to it. That's nice.
No, yeah, it is true. And let's face it, we all know that our games used to come with a manual, and now they don't.
Yeah.
But I guess my turn. I'll start with the controller. I bought this controller. I always wanted to buy one. Yeah, that's my girl. But anyway, I bought it. It was on sale, and I always wanted to buy it. I like some of these controllers. I've been trying to get the Minecraft one, but apparently it's sold out everywhere, so it is what it is. But I did want a new Switch controller, one better than the Joy-Cons, so I got that.
I really don't, I like the Switch, but if you're playing in the system looking at the TV, the Joy-Cons are just not happening.
Yeah, it's true.
It doesn't happen.
And there's going to be a theme going with the next couple games, and just to tell you off the bat, I miss couch co-op, and the theme is to play with your friends, and especially in today's age where most of us are either on lockdowns or just can't go out to places because, we're living through a pandemic. So, I wanted to play a lot of games with Player One and some of my other friends, and I bought some of these games that we all ended up buying them so that we could play with each other, and I missed that because even though these AAA or developers are saying that single player games are no longer what people want or couch co-op, that's all BS. That's just to sell you an empty game like Destiny or The Division. But we wanted to buy some games, so I'll go through them. Minecraft Dungeons,
kind of like a Diablo. And by the way, if you're a parent and you're looking for a game for your kids, young kids, Minecraft Dungeons is kind of fun, but it's also fun for adults. Yeah. We played through our first level. They're really long levels, though.
Yeah.
I think it took us like an hour, almost 40 minutes.
Be ready to invest some time into it because it does take a long time.
But it's fun. It's a fun little Diablo-like clone.
Hell Warders. Basically, it's like a tower defense that you can play with a friend. Generation Zero. this game when it first came out was shit on a stick, if I can say that. That's the correct definition. But they've actually done a lot of updates where it's now worth it. Especially, I bought it for $4.99, so it's definitely worth it for me.
Right, and it's like we said, we're on the search constantly of how to play games together because you just can't. And these kind of single player games that you can kind of play. Are they amazing? No, but they're still kind of fun just because you're with somebody else.
And like this one actually has a unique story. Basically, you leave for a weekend and then come back and everybody's dead, and the world has kind of been taken over by machines, and they're actually scary because you're in the middle of the wilderness. You're not special forces kind of guy or anything like that. You're just somebody that has to find his way and make weapons and stuff like that and defend yourself against basically Terminators in a way. There's walkers, there's dog robots that have machine guns on them. It's just cool. Let me fix my hat.
Well, you're talking about that. I was just thinking back. Do you remember Gears of War? Because I know you bought that Gears of War 5.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, but I remember Gears of War 2, man. Apart from being an awesome story, it was so cool to have, like, where you can play a campaign with somebody else.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That was so cool.
I miss the couch co-op. Even in Halo, before they said, "Oh, we don't need couch co-op," bullshit. But I mean, I miss
it a lot too.
Now these are really some of my pleasures.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Earth Defense Force, Iron Rain, Earth Defense Force 5, EDI 5.
I love EDI.
Oh man, I love those games. It's not that they're the greatest graphical games.
They're definitely not.
They're really their graphics. Now they're trying to get a little bit updated, but they're still like PS3 graphics. But oh man, I love. They're addicted. Hearing your squad mates, the banter, the humor,
and talk about a fun game to play with someone else. It's super fun.
Hey, if any AAA company or any decent company, let me just put it out there, any good company that can make a video game that's worth it, I would love to see like a first person shooter with an alien invasion, or just any type of game with an alien invasion. It would be cool.
You know, you remember Resistance on the PS3?
Yeah, kind of like that.
That was a cool game.
Yeah.
I didn't like where it went by the third part. But those are the kind of things I was talking about before. It's like we're not getting that kind of stuff anymore. Not as much anyway. It's very hard. It's rare.
I mean, yeah, and we're talking about games that were 2 generations ago, and they were running that game was running up to 60 players.
Yeah, multiplayer. Now you can't get past like 12.
Exactly, if that.
Yeah, it's not cool.
So moving on, Destroy All Humans.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's kind of like a throwback.
It's like a silly game.
Yeah, you just run around, kill humans. Mothership. It's an interesting game. I don't know too much about it except that you're kind of surviving in a ship and building weapons and running around. I know that the ending, just to let you guys know, I bought it for $4.99, and I know that the ending feels unfinished, so I'm prepared for that. But at $5, I wanted to give it a try. Now this one's a throwback. This is what is it? Metal Wolf. It's a throwback to how old 360 games were, where you kind of have a silly plot and you're just in a mech and just destroy everything.
Was this a remake or something?
I don't remember, but I kind of miss those games where you're running around in a mech and you're just in a city or whatever the case is, and just
I think I missed the variety more than anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just different. Remnant, which is another game this one's about surviving in the wilderness. You can die from the cold and you're surviving against creatures and all that. We kind of got it together so that we could play.
I thought this was that Destiny type game.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
I think you're thinking about Cold. What is that? Cold Fear?
No. Sorry. I completely thinking about a different game. This one, you're kind of fighting these plant creatures, and it's kind of like a Destiny game. I don't like those type of games, but to play with player one, I will enjoy. The game that I was thinking about was Fade to Silence. Sorry, we also bought that one. It's not here, but I'll add it in the next pickups. But that one's about surviving in the wilderness and during the cold. Now these
games like Remnant, let me tell you, we did the same with Division 2. I think we both got a copy for $5.
Yeah.
You play it for a week and a half, and then you're kind of done. And that really says a lot to me, because
They're
It's
hollow
like
games.
they're hollow games. They feel good. The shooting is good. The gameplay feels good, but they don't mean anything.
And we'll pick it up once in a blue moon and play it
Yeah,
for like half an hour, and that's about it. But I mean,
but I really say I can't believe like they're full price games, man. Really.
yeah, and they're going to go up $10,
Yeah,
and they're
that's
not worth it.
ridiculous.
The last two games are Snow Runner and Mud Runner. I kind of got into these basically.
This is so weird, man.
Yeah, it's weird what I've been getting into lately, but I kind of got into those after watching some YouTube videos of people just driving around. You're basically only delivering supplies or gas or just freeing up a truck from getting cut in mud. But you're basically like those Alaskan drivers that you see on the Discovery Channel. You're basically just making deliveries, but it's just so peaceful, and you're driving around. You get stuck in mud, you try to get out, and so forth. It's good scenery. It's like, imagine walking around in Bloodborne and just admiring the architecture without getting killed by everything. But they're just fun, relaxing games. Do I just give the last thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
And the last thing, I have a Cobra Commander. I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. Ever since I was a child, I used to collect G.I. Joes. I've lost a lot of them, but I just saw that and I had to get it. I am a little bit pissed off because some of these figures, they're exclusive to Target and other stores, and that pisses me off. I think that is BS on the company's part, but I did want my own Cobra Commander and I bought it, but I don't think I'll be collecting more.
All right, so I'll finish out this, and then we'll kind of finish the video. Let's see.
All right.
So here's my copy of Minecraft Dungeons. It's kind of fun. Like I said, we played through it. This is kind of an interesting override. It's basically like a mech fighting game, cartoony mech fighting game.
Yeah, but you can play it.
Yeah, we can play it together. That's one of the reasons I got it. We're on the binge, basically, looking for stuff to play together, especially with the quarantine. Not just quarantines, but just kind of having to be home. You look for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sakura Wars. Oh, I love Sakura Wars, man. It's an old kind of JRPG, and this is, I'm not sure if this is a new one in the installment or a remake. I think it's the new one in the installment, or the new installment in the series, but I really, really like this. It's kind of a cool, has a little bit of a love thing in the game. It's kind of a cool thing, and it has mechs. I remember the old one.
I love mechs.
I think it had mechs. Yeah, the one on the Wii, which was also on the PS2. It's kind of a neat game. And this one, again, these JRPGs, they come with things. I think this one says it comes with, like a little bonus thing, an art book, some costume covers, stuff like that, stickers. That's kind of neat.
Stuff that doesn't even cost them a penny.
Yeah. Another PSVR game, Riggs. This is kind of a robot fighting game. I'm really interested in this one because those are the kind of things that are fun on VR, I think. Running around is hard because honestly it makes you queasy and whatever. But things on the mechs, like things on ships, cars, that kind of thing, I think it's cool. The big one, Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah.
So the first Persona game I fully played happened recently, maybe like 4 years ago, something like that. Because I've always been a Shin Megami Tensei guy. Not so much Persona, because Persona has more of the high school thing, which I thought I wouldn't really be into. But I played through Persona 4, and I absolutely love that game. Persona 4 Golden on Vita.
I love the Persona series, the whole Shin Megami Tensei series and everything.
Yeah.
I am pissed off at the developer because at first there was a whole thing about, it doesn't play on the PS3, but in Japan it does play on the PS3. Then they did some dirty crap with releasing the Royal Edition.
Yeah, and they always do that, but
oh man, it's such a good game.
It is
I
fun.
gotta give it credit where it's due. They're just spectacular games.
And I've been playing, and I've actually just recently beat the first dungeon. It's just so cool. And I will say this though, this is not a kid game. It's totally a mature game. There's a lot of, I think, adult topics. There's language. There's things like that in this game that is not for children.
Yeah.
But it is really good. It's a fun game. The combat is as fun as ever. What I like about Persona is every single one has a gimmick. And this kind of gimmick is that you're a thief and you have to like sneak around and all that in the middle of the dungeons. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's worth a play. If you guys can get it for cheap, it's worth a play.
Then I have Steam World Dig 2. I don't know much about this game. I know it's kind of a short, I think it's a roguelike game where you're just kind of exploring. I really got it because it's like a 2D scroller. I've heard a lot about it and it was really cheap, so I kind of picked it up. Lastly, and this is interesting, the 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I don't know a whole lot about this JRPG, but Player 2 got me into it because this whole multiverse idea that happens in the game.
Yeah, I kind of read it a little bit about alternate dimensions and stuff like that, and it sounded interesting. I told Player 1, and then he went and got it, and I wasn't able to get my copy of it, but I'm gonna get it because it felt interesting.
Yeah, and it's made by the same people that did Odin Sphere and Dragon's Crown, so the art style is there. And again, this one, let me put it out here, comes with a little art book.
Yeah, see,
so it's just a little touch of things, not a big deal really, but it's nice to get something extra when you buy a game, you know?
Yeah.
And it's done by Atlas, and overall, even with all the controversy and things that happen, Atlas bust out some pretty good games.
Yeah, and although I have my gripes with Atlas, but shit, guys, you have AAA companies that they can put an advertisement in there, a little pamphlet about buying loot box, but they can't put a season pass, but they can't put a little piece of paper.
Yeah, I mean,
for really a manual or anything.
It's ridiculous. Lastly, I got 2 3DS games, Batman Blackgate, and this has to do with the Arkham Origins series. I think this was based on the Batman Origins, not the Arkham series. But the point is, there's a kind of a neat 2D scroller for Batman, worth checking out. And lastly, I got Angry Birds. So you can see it's still in the GameStop packaging. So Angry Birds, I remember years ago on an iPhone, I was playing like Angry Birds, and it was kind of a really neat thing back then. Spent hours playing that. And, you know, it came out, it became popular. There's been movies about it and all that. And this is a trilogy. It has all of them, or all 3 main games. So I said, what the heck? Pick it up on the 3DS, play it on the go. Be kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the first movie. I haven't seen the second one or anything like that. But
you saw the movie?
Yeah, I saw it. It was actually enjoyable.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it.
I wouldn't expect it.
Go figure. But
all right.
I guess that's our pickups. I hope you guys enjoy. Let us know if you like the new look, if you like the sound or anything.
And if you played any of these games, leave comments so maybe we could decide which ones to play first. We all know we have a huge backlog, and sometimes it's hard. Should I play this first? Should I play that first? Give us some comments below if you've seen any of these games.
Yeah, and give us your feedback if you like the new look, if you want to change something, if you like the sound, because we're trying different things out. We're hoping to come back in a strong way, and hope you guys enjoy it. Stay safe. Happy greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that
Happy
jazz.
Holidays. We'll try to be more. Now we're coming back strong. We're going to be around much more.
Yeah.
All right. Same greeting we used to do?
Yep.
Are you ready? All right, it's player 1.
And this is player 2.
See you later, guys.
See you next time.